Okay, great. Now, last week, last Thursday actually. So we have actually stopped here, and oh yeah, actually we have this UI, and the last task that I need you to do is to create a table. All right, in this Supabase. All right, in this Supabase. Now, I have created one table with 5 different data and also 3 additional columns. Now, this ID and created as this timestamp is actually auto-generated. All right, so you don't have to care about it. All right, now here, what I want you to look at is this. Now, at the left side panel, all right, at the left side panel, if you click home, it's all about the details, yeah? And if you click your table editor, in the middle taskbar, all right, you will be able to see your table created. Okay, now, if you go further down, okay, this is the database, all right, it's all about your database. And you have your authentication. And what I want you to know is this API docs, API documents. You click on that one. All right. Click on that one and you will see. Now, at the right side corner, oh, before that, you may choose your table. All right, select your table at the tables and views. Okay, the panel. You click on your table that you have created, and then you will see 2 different modes here at the right side corner. All right, right side corner here. Now there's a JavaScript and also Bash. You click on the Bash. All right, you click on the Bash. Now, this is important because these are the format that they are require us to fill in. Okay, now question 3. It's about create an application which uses HTTP GET method to read a row of data, all right, to read a row of data from the Supabase. So for example, the application will prompt user for a name. Upon clicking submit button, a row of data that corresponds to the supplied name is displayed. Now, since I'm using a food, all right, food table, all right, so I will prompt, how to say, I will actually ask them to key in the food name, all right, the food name. Okay, so now let's continue with our program before. Now, in your main activity, okay, wait, let me see. Okay, in your main activity, we don't do anything. Now, in your web service activity, now remember, before that, we have this UI. So if I enter my surname, okay, submitted, and the estimated age, all right, because we are currently connecting to the agify.io, all right, agify.io. Now, since I want to connect to Supabase, I want to connect to my table, this table, all right, this table that I have created. And if you go to table editor, you will see all the content, all right? I want to access to this data. So you go back to your program, right? Now I'm going to change a little bit on this web service activity. Yeah? Now, since I only have enter your name, I'm going to change this to enter your food of choice. All right, enter your food of choice. And because I want them to enter what kind of food they want to request. And then we have the edit text, which is as usual. Okay, we don't change anything for that. And then we have the button for submit. Okay, it's the same. All right, then you add all these components to your linear layout. Okay, now once it's clicked, all right, once it clicked, the rest of this are remain. Okay, I have the toast message saying that it's submitted. Okay, and I actually created a thread, okay, because I want to connect to the internet, which is your Supabase. All right, now let's look at your private class My Thread. Okay, now you have a constructor, all right, it's the same. Now, for this one, we know we do not want to access to the AP file, all right, you comment that out. Oh, class, wait a minute, sorry. Sorry about that. All right, now we want to access to the Supabase. Okay, to the Supabase. So URL equals to new URL. Okay, we'll see which one we have to enter. Now, you go back to the Supabase. Okay, you go back to your Supabase and you go to your API document at the left corner or this left side panel. Click on Bash. All right, click on Bash at the right hand corner. Choose your table. You have to select your table. All right, select your table. Now, here they already show you that if you want to select a specific table, all right, let's say a specific column, all right, you have to follow this URL. Okay, you have to follow this URL. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. All right, copy this and the name. Here. Sorry, yeah, here. So I want to select the name, the column name. All right, if I want to access the food name, for example, bagel, all right, I will have to follow this format. So you can copy this link, copy that, and then you go back to your program here, paste it. All right, paste it here. Now I'm going to do some changes. So this is my table name, okay? Plus, okay, then you have your column name. You can ignore that select. All right, and then this one is equals to the name. Let's check that again. So if I want to select, okay, I want to select something. Okay, this is the URL. Okay, you have to write that down. And then you have to, okay, now if let's say you don't want to refer to this, you can also go back to this home, table editor. API. Yeah, you can go for your API. All right, you can go to your table editor, food table. There's one column, there's one button here called API. You can click on that one, and then you change to Bash. All right, it's the same thing. All right, you will still get back the same thing. Or in your project settings, in your project settings also. Yes, in your project settings, in this database. All right, so this is the host. If I go for API, subscription project settings, general. This is the general thing. Okay, I think we can just go to your database, the table editor, food table API, and then go to the basher. Okay, you can do that. All right. Now, another thing is here. All right, so this is your URL. So you copy that. And because I want to access to the column or the name column, all right, the name column. So, and this is the variable that the user enter, okay. And then I have the log I again. Then I connect to this URL. I open the connection. And now here I need to add something else. After you open up the connection, now we have to follow the format in Supabase. So you go back to this column, to your name column. Now you see here I have my URL. All right, this is where I have to access and I have to follow. Besides that, you have to submit. You have to also provide this API key. All right, API key. Now you copy this first. All right, API key. You ignore the H. You don't have to worry about the H. So here we have to add URL connection dot set request property. All right, set request property, and this is API. All right. Now I'm going to paste, not this one. I'm going to copy this one. Copy. Okay, and I'm going to paste it here because I have to follow this format. So API key and okay. Now I'm going to define this Supabase key in my string.xml. Sorry, values in my string.xml. Later I'll define that. So in order to get that variable that you have declared in this strings.xml, okay, we call get string. Okay, before that, now you go to your strings.xml. All right, strings.xml, add a string. Okay, name this as Supabase, big capital letters, Supabase key, Supabase key. Okay. Supabase key. How it's written? You can declare anything, no problem. Okay, now when you get the Supabase key, all right, when you get this key, you go back to Supabase. All right, then you go to project settings. Project settings. All right, project settings, and then you click on API. All right, this is your URL. Now this is your API key. All right, this is your API key. It's very long, all right, but it's important. So you copy that, you copy this key, you go back to your Android Studio, all right, in your strings.xml, paste it here. All right, it's very long, it's okay. Just make sure you have this declare Supabase key. All right, so that I can, because it's long, that's why I declare it in the strings.xml. So you go back to your, once you have declared, you go back to your web service activity. So in order to match with your key, you just call get string. All right, where do you get this? It's in your R resource folder, and it is in your get string r.string, okay, dot Supabase key. All right, so again, you have to follow the format that has been declared in your table editor, the API format in the bash, okay? You have to follow, because I want to extract the column name, so I have to follow the URL listed by them, and also I have to request the property of API key, right? API key. Now, besides that, I have to also do the authorization. Okay, let me copy this again. Copy. All right, I have to also call for URL connection to set the request property. Now, what do you set? All right, you have to set this authorization. So authorization. Don't worry about the colon. All right, and barrel space. All right, plus Supabase key, your key. Again, you get string r.string dot Supabase key. Okay, so these are the property that you need to define. Follow the format. All right, declare in Supabase. Okay, you cannot simply just ignore. You have to follow. And when you get the key, one more time, you go to your project settings, API. All right, here, project API keys, and then you copy this long key and put it in your strings.xml. All right, put it in your strings.xml. All right, now once you are done declaring the property, and again, we are trying to get the response code to check the status of the connection. If it's 200, it means it's connected. If not, it means something wrong. Okay, and then we have our input stream. This is the same. Get input stream, and then we have our string return result. All right, now if the code is equals to 200, I have a toast message coming out. Okay, now all this we remain. All right, we don't do anything. But here, okay, here, now this is for question 2. Question 2. All right, question 2. Now, this is for question 3. Now, let's start. So again, I will call to another. You can comment out this part first. Comment out this part. Now, if it's connected and I get all the input, again, I will call to another intent. But I'm going to call back the same web service activity, this. And I'm going to call success. Oh, I'm going to call another. I will create that later. Z success activity dot class. I will create this later. Okay, I will create that later, and then I start activity success intent. Okay, now let's create this new activity. One more. So right click new activity, because I'm using the latest version, so it's empty view activity. Now name this as Z success activity. Z success activity. Click on finish. Okay. All right. Now, besides that, you can also send the data, put extra, right? And what should I call this? Result. And then I send the return result. Now you can also put a lock here. 3, 4, 5. This is from web service activity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want to know my result. Equals to return result. Okay, now class, here besides that, I also will add one more else if your code is equal to 201. All right, if it's equal to 201, tag 5 name is successfully inserted with the response. Okay, this one for question 4 with the response code. All right, so if it's 201, if your code is 201, it means that you have successfully inserted to the table. But sorry, this is for question 4. But oh, it's okay, we can add that. This is for question 4 because we want to enter something. Okay, but now we want to retrieve the data from the name column. All right, so once it is connected, all right, then I have my result. I send the result to the new activity, okay, to the new activity. Then in your new activity, in this Z success activity, all right, comment out this one, set content view. Of course, you have to receive get intent. Then you can import the necessary class. And then you have your text view to display the result. New text view first. Okay. And then again, it's a JSON. Now, class, this is actually in a JSON array. JSON array. New JSON array. I'll get something intent receive, get string extra, and make sure you give the same label. If this is okay, you send from this web service activity, right? You send from here. All right, make sure you have the same or the matching label result. Okay, when you receive, you'll get the same label. If not, you won't get anything. All right, now besides that, you have to surround this with a try and catch. All right, try and catch. Now, remember when we used to connect to the AG5 website, all right, their return result is in a JSON format, all right, JSON format. But because now we are connecting to the Supabase table, what they return is a JSON array, right, JSON array. Show you here. All right, so this is in an array format, API. Right, it's in a JSON array format. And then what else? This one. Okay. Now, once I got the whole array, all right, JSON format from the Supabase. I want to print out the result. So first I got my name, ingredients, price. Okay. Then I have to separate them by calling the array and get the JSON object of 0, index number 0. All right, it means it's a column number 0. Here, now they will return the whole, sort of like the whole table in an array form. All right, but because I just want this column, and the index starts with 1, because this is auto-generated, auto-generated. So here it's 0. All right, you get from the beginning. All right, you get from the beginning of the data. So I got my result plus JSON object get first your name, the name column. It has to be the same capital N to string plus. Because I want to leave a space, so I got 3 different space string here. Then plus JSON object get the ingredients. Do I have a S here? Yes, I have the S. And remember, it's a capital sensitive. You have to be careful that. So string the last column, it's the price to string. Okay, now the purpose of this is to get, is to get the data, all right, the row is to get a row of data, all right, a row of data that match with the name of your food provided by the user. Okay. Then I have my display text view, set text size to 20. And display set text to display my result. Okay. And then lastly, you set your content view to view your text view. All right. Okay, now you may run this again. So they will return an array, all right, and each column it's represent an object, all right. It's represent an object. All right, run this program. All right, enter your food of choice. Now let me see if I have, okay, so if I look for bagel, all right, type bagel and then click submit. All right, so these results are actually returned from the Supabase. All right, maybe I'll add another space. just to make it nicer. More space. All right. Did you get that? Okay, let me get another data. Let's see if let's get sandwich. Okay, I type sandwich. When I click submit, okay, you'll get your sandwich here. The name that the user has entered, that I have entered, the ingredients, and also the price. Okay. Any question? So this is how you access to the database in Supabase. All right, first, let me repeat again. First, you have to connect to the URL, and where you get the URL is from the website. You can go to this table, click on API here, API. Make sure you choose Bash, okay, and this is the URL. All right, you have to follow. All right, you have to follow. And besides that, you have to set the request property, right? Exactly like what they have defined here. So you have to follow the format. Same goes to this authorization. These are all the request property. Okay, now when you get the API key, one more time, when you get the API key, you go to your project settings in the Supabase, click on that project settings, select API, and this is the project API keys. Just copy that, all right, just copy that and paste it in your string.xml. Okay, it's a constant value, it's a constant value. It's a constant string. Okay, all right, so paste it here. Okay, so that you can retrieve the Supabase key. Okay, so this is the set request property. The rest is the same. And all right, I'll try to get the column, the whole column, including your the name, the ingredients, and also the price. So what they return is a JSON array. All right, this is in another activity. What they return is a JSON array, and each column is a JSON object. All right, JSON object. So I'll get this column name and I convert it to string. So what they get is the data, all right, the data itself. Okay, so this is how you can read or retrieve the data from Supabase based on a selected column, based on a selected column. Because here I have defined that I want to select the name here. All right, the name is equals to what? All right, I have selected the column name. Okay, any question? Okay, if no question, I guess, then I'll proceed with question 4. Now, question 4 is to, what is my question 4? Now, question 4 is to post, okay, in order to insert data to the table in the Supabase. Okay. So we use back the same program. But I want to change because I asked now, because now what I got is just ask the user to enter the food. So if let's say I want to enter the whole table data, if I go back to my table editor, all right, food table. All right, so I want to insert one more data here. So I have to ask the user to enter name, ingredients, and price. So I need to change my UI, right? Okay, so how do you do that? Again, you go to your web services activity. I'm going to do some changes here. So first I have my, let's go to text view, TV label. And then let me set the text size as well. Set text insertion data to Supabase. Okay. Then I have my name. All right, so I will change again, enter food name. Then I have my edit text. Okay, now, then I have another text view for ingredients. This. Then TV ingredients, set the text size to 30. And I set the text enter ingredients. Then I have the edit text, final text, the last text view is TV price equals to new text view list. And enter price. All right, so I have 3 text view here. Then I have 3 edit text as well. All right, which actually ask the user to enter. Then I have my button is the same, submit. All right, and then you have to add. First, you have to add in the label, followed by the name and the text name. Add view TV ingredients. Add view to your edit ingredients. Text view price. Edit text price. All right, you have to add them all in your linear layout, and then you have your button. Label, name, ingredients, price. Okay. Now let's run this first, just to see whether you have all the UI you require. Okay, so I have my food name, ingredients, and the price, right? And I have a button called submit. Okay, fine. My UI is good. All right, then you go to your my class, my thread class. Okay, my thread class. Now, since this URL is for question 3, let's go for question 4. Now, what you want to insert, again, what is the API? What is the format? Now, you can go back to the Supabase website, select the bash. All right, then you look for, these are all the selection. Read all the rows. Now, this is for insert. All right, this is for insert. Then this is the format that you need to define. Okay, now this is the URL again. You can copy that. All right, copy that first. Then we will make some changes. We will make some changes. Then URL equals to new URL. Paste it there. Okay, paste it there. Now we want to select the food table. Correct. There's no changes required. Right? No changes required. We want to select the whole table, which is a food table from this URL. Right? From this Supabase URL. Okay. Now we want to insert data. Oh, you have to also comment out the URL for question 3. Okay. Now I want to go for HTTP post. I want to insert data. Insert one row. So of course we have to create a new instance of a JSON object. So you declare JSON object. This new JSON object. Then JSON object. Put. First, let's select the name. Name. Then put. Let's select the ingredients. Oh, before that. I don't have the data yet. Okay, you go back to your class. I need to declare this one. In your constructor, we need 2 more things. This ingredients. Oh, before that, you go up to your class. We need to declare a few more. String name, ingredients, and also the price. Then in the constructor, you can initialize it. Ingredient. So string name, string ingredients, string price. All right, add 2 additional variables here. Declare this price equals to price. Okay, once you have this, then we can put ingredients, put price. Sorry, we need capital. We have to follow the exact name of your column. Price. Now, you have to add a catch clause. Add a catch clause. It's to catch the JSON exception. All right, add that one. Okay, we are trying to insert some new data. So first of all, I have to define an instance, which is a type of a JSON object. Then I put the data inside, okay, the column, name of the column, and also the data. Okay. Now you can also put a log here. Yeah, a log URL, which I have already. Then I open up the connection. All right, I open up the connection. I request, this is for question 3, but it also required in your question 4. Okay, so now for question 4, as you refer back to the Supabase, I already declared this Supabase API key authorization. Now, I need two more things I need to declare. Copy that, put it here. Oh, plus I think I muted right just now. Okay. So set request property. Preferred return equals to minimum. Okay. So these are the things you have to add when you use HTTP post. Okay, and you set the do output to be true. Now, since we are writing to the table in Supabase, so we need an output stream. Import class, okay. And then what you write your JSON object to a string, convert it to bytes. Then you flush them. Right, you flush it, and then you have your code. Okay, now here, I try to write to the table, okay, whatever I have entered. And when your code is equals to 201, all right, 201, it means it is successfully returned in your database. Now you can also go for a handler post because I want to activate the toast message. All right, this toast message will say that data has been inserted. All right, you add in the else if the code is equals to 201. Now, input.close, you can also close your output. That's it. Okay, so when you run, oh, okay. Wait, this one I need to change. Here in your when you click your button, all right, when you click your button, you have to give everything. So first, you have to pass something to your constructor here. When you declare. So first, I got my ingredients. Get text to string, followed by price. Get text to string, and the handler. Yeah, that's more like it. All right, then you run. So remember, in your Supabase, you only have 5 different data. Right, you only have 5 different data. Now I want to insert one more data into that table. Okay, so I'm going to enter a new food name. So first, I go for wrap, or yeah, wrap. It's a wrap, and the ingredients would be a wrap flour. What's the price? $7.80. Then I submit. Oops. Okay, now you refer back to your Supabase. All right, you will have a new data inserted here. All right, let me show you one more time. If I want to add another data, okay, let's see, pretzel, sausage, price would be 5 cents. If you press submit, submitted, data has been inserted, all right, the toast message. And then you refer back to your Supabase, okay, the table will have additional data. All right, so this is a way to retrieve and insert into the table in Supabase. Any question for this one?
Hi, Miss.
Yes.
Can you show again the output string?
Sorry.
Yep.
Can you say again?
Can you show the code of writing the output string?
Oh, sure. Wait. Okay, you go to your track class here. Output string. Here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worry. Okay. I'm glad there's someone asking question. Okay. All right, good. Okay, give you some time. Please let me know if you have any question, yeah? Oh, one more thing. Now, if let's say you enter something, if you don't enter the specific column, okay, you will see. Let me show you. And say if I enter, what else? Right. So, potato bread. I don't enter the ingredient. I only enter the price, 10 ringgit. Then when I submit, data has been inserted. Okay, now if you refer back to your Superbase, Jia, have you done this one?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, good. Okay, now you refer back to your website. Here, potato bread, okay, your column will have this empty. It's empty because you didn't enter, right? It's a null, right? So you can. There will be no errors. All right. Okay, good. Any more questions? Any problem that you are facing? Please let me know before I proceed with practical 9. All right, I'll give you, let's see, 2 more minutes. Okay, we start practical 9 at 7:30. It's going to be a very short one. Okay, good. Now, again, let me just say that one more time. So in order to connect from your Android mobile app to any database, any API, right, you have to follow the format. They will somehow give you a guideline. What you should add, all right, what you should do, what you should follow. All right, this is for read rows, insert rows, update rows, okay, and yeah, delete rows, and so on. Okay, so please refer to this bash mode. All right, okay, great. Now this is practical 8. That's the end of it. Now let's go for a new. Let me create a new project then. Create a new project. I'm going to close this. Okay, this is practical 9. Right, practical 9, it's about custom view handling. View Java. Okay, click finish. Now, I'm going to show you how to create a full screen first. Full screen. Okay. Now there are actually, I know the method. There are actually two methods. First method, all right, you just call get window. First method of full screen. Get window. Set flags. Okay, window manager. Layout. Flag. Full screen. And window manager. It's the same mode. You have to declare twice. One is for flag, one is for the mask. Okay, so basically, let's run this. Now, that's what we have. Usually we have the title bar, or we call that as an action bar. All right, so now we want to hide it. And also this one is your status bar. You can see from your emulator, this is your status bar. So we want to hide everything. Okay, let's run this and see. Okay, so you got your status bar hidden and also your title bar hidden. So this is the first process. Now, if without this class, without this, you see the differences. Let me run this again. Okay, now before that we have this status bar. Okay, but your action bar is missing. All right, you have your status bar. So if with this command, they will hide everything, including your status bar. Okay. Now, for the second method of full screen, what you can do is you go for view, get window, get deco view. All right, declare this, import the classes. And integer UI options versus view, system UI flat system UI flat full screen, followed by view system immersive sticky. Option. Okay, so you may run that again. So observe your status bar is there. So with this command, this is longer. You will have a full screen. You will have a full screen. There you go. Okay, your status bar is gone. Now, it depends on your emulator. Some of you may still see your status bar. If that's the case, what you do is you add one more line, support action bar height, or get support, is it? Get support action bar, then hide it. All right, get support action bar, hide it. Or if let's say like you still see your title bar. For my case, I'm okay. All right, I'm actually in my full screen already. Because the emulator in the lab that I use, I still have my action bar, yeah, the title bar. So I have to add this, all right, to hide it. Okay, depend on the emulator you're using. All right, now I have my full screen right now. So I want to enable the touch screen class. If let's say you have a touch screen monitor, that would be great. All right, later you will be able to test it. Okay, now in order to have a touch screen, I'm going to declare a new class, a new Java class, and I'm going to call this as touch view event. Okay. All right, touch view event. Now, this one you have to extend the superclass of viewer. Yeah, we have seen this before, right? The view when we want to draw. And create constructor. All right, select the second one, which consists of 2 different arguments. All right. Now, in order to draw, I want to draw when the finger actually touch on the screen. So I need to declare a paint for new paint. And also, I want to draw a line, so I'm going to use a path. New path. Right? All right, then in your constructor, let's define the paint. Set NT alias to be true. Paint is true. Six, maybe. The thickness, this is actually the thickness, 8. And paint set the color to black. All right, later I'll show you a picture about this one, the mode. Right, this one, the meaning of this set stroke join. Okay, now the next thing. All right, you can choose Control O. Look for on draw. Comment out that one, or you can delete that one off. And then we want to draw, we call the canvas. We start to draw the path and the paint. Take Control O again. I'm not sure whether you can find this or not because I cannot find. On touch event, okay, no. It's okay, so I'm going to type myself public boolean on touch event. Here I have motion event. Okay, class, remember to add override here, override. Okay. Okay, so when the user touch on the screen, I want to retrieve the location of the finger. All right, first I got the X and I got the Y, X and Y coordinate. Then I go for switch case, get action. Now this action consists of case motion event dot action. You see, down, cancel, button, press, there's a lot. Okay, so when the user press on the screen, all right, the action is actually down. I'll start to the starting point, move to event X and event Y. Then I return true. Then the second case, when the user move the finger or move the mouse cursor, I'll start to draw. Break. Lastly, the motion event that I want to check is when the user release the finger, which is action up, I'll do nothing. I'll break. So do nothing. Then I have a default case. Return false. Okay. Now, every time you have to go for invalidate, this is to reschedule. Repaint. Keep on refreshing. And then lastly, we return true. Okay, action down, action move, action up. All right, so this is to keep track of the action that has been conducted by the user, right? The finger or also the mouse cursor, either one. All right, so once you have declared this class, you go to resource folder, you go to layout folder, you go to activity underscore main.xml. Here, all right, you go to the code. Now I have a text view. You can just delete that off. All right, delete that off. Now I'm going to overlay the whole thing. Match parent. Match parent. So I'm going to overlay this class that I have declared just now on top of the constraint layout, on top of here. Missing classes. Missing classes. Remove. Custom view. Oh yeah. Custom view class. Oh, and yeah, besides that, you have to declare an ID. Call this as my touch view. Practical 9, custom. Oh, okay. This one is not. You have to make sure you are at the right package. com.example.practical9. The custom. Oh, okay, correct. Okay, you have to follow this one. You have to follow your package folder here. And save all for the problem. Sync classes. Try to build this project. Okay, anyway, before that. Okay, so now you see, you go to your the design of your XML. Okay, you see the whole screen here is actually consists of all the class. All right, this is the class that I have defined here in this touch view event. All right, touch view event class. All right, perhaps if let's say I try to, okay, never mind. All right, then you go back to your main activity. All right, go back to your main activity. I'm going to link to my program here. So first of all, let me declare a variable called touch view event. Touch view event. And then here I'm trying to link touch view event equals to touch view event find view by ID r.id my touch view. Okay, then let's run this and see whether you have any errors or not. So now the surface of the emulator, this one, has been covered by the class, all right, has been inherit the touch view event class. Okay, let's run this program and see. Okay, so now you have the whole thing as white. Now, if you don't have a touch screen monitor, you just use your mouse cursor, okay, to draw. You can simply draw. You can also change the color, no problem. Okay, so now your emulator has, no, your device right now is actually a touch screen mobile phone. Okay. Now, I want to add a button here, all right, to say that to erase all my drawing, all right, to erase all my drawing. I reset my drawing. Okay, so you go back to your activity _.xml. Before that, let's change the constraint layout to linear layout. Let's do that. Linear layout, apply. Okay, and then change the orientation to vertical. I don't want to have a lot of problem later. So just use the basic layout, which is the linear layout. All right, then you go back to the code. Make sure you have your class overlay on top of the surface. Okay, and then now you can resize a little bit up because I want to add a button over. Drag a button over. All right, drag a button over. Now name this button as button erase. The idea refactor. And here I'm going to say that this is the erase button. Okay, erase button. Now, of course, you can define it in your string.xml. Okay, but I just want a quick one, so I don't want to declare that in string.xml. I just hard code in my text column here. Okay, all right, great. Now, you go back to your touch view event class. Okay, touch view event class. I'm going to add one more method. And this is a method called public. This is my own defined method. Public void clear touch screen. So you just call back your path and you reset. And again, you invalidate. Right, just like that. This is to reset the whole painting. Right, then you must invalidate. Means to schedule, to repaint. All right, or refresh all the time. Okay, then you go back to your main activity. Right, go back to your main activity. You have a button now. So let us add a button here. Erase equals to a button. Find view by ID r.id.button erase. We link. Then we define set on click listener, new view on click listener. When the user click on the button, okay, later I'll solve that. Then you call your touch view event. You call this clear touch screen. Right, clear touch screen. Does not consist of this. Okay, wait, all right, let me check whether I have this. Yeah, I have this button erase. YDC is not there. Layout does not contain a declaration. Oh, okay, now it's gone. Strange. Okay, now you may run this and see. Okay, so if let's say you draw a very ugly painting. Okay, then there's a button. There should be a button showing. All right, there, erase button. All right, then you draw, simply draw. Then when you want to erase, just press the erase button, then your drawing will be erased. Right? Just like that. Simple, right? Okay, any question? Now I want to show you, just now I was mentioning this one. Vertical 8. Sorry, yeah, vertical 9. Any question? So this is very short and it's quite kind of simple. Very straightforward. All right, what I want to show you is this one. Just now that here, set stroke join. Okay, what is the meaning? I'm going to show you a picture here. Okay. So as you can see from this document, Here. So when you say join, this one. So there are the 3 different modes: meter, round, and bevel. All right. Just now we used round. Right? We use round. So it's actually this the line, the joining part, all right, the intersection part, right? What kind of pattern you want it to be, right? You want to be like this, okay, the sharp one, the normal one, or you want to round it, or you want to make it flat, like this is what we call bevel. Okay, bevel. So that's the meaning of joining different lines together, right? You will see like this when you draw. You see this one is actually, I think it's rounded, right? It's rounded. So if I draw a line here, now this part is actually round, or it's joined, round, all right? It's rounded. Like this, it's rounded. Okay. Okay, I think I finished practical 9. Any question? Which part you want to see? Let me know, please. Okay. Okay. So if no questions, I wish you all the best in your exam and also in your assignment during your presentation. Your presentation will fall in week 13 or week 12. I think week 12, if I'm not mistaken. All right. All the best to you all. No, I hope not to see you again in the same subject next sem. Next sem we offer. All right. This subject will be offered. Okay. Thank you. Thanks again for coming. All right. And yeah, see you around in the campus. All right. And take care.